Good afternoon, good evening, and wherever the time zone may hit you, this is Sykes,
And Jeremy.
and welcome to another episode of BS Friends. So today, as you can see, it's first time filming. We got a special episode, and I got real close friends of mine who want to hop in on this topic. Today, we're talking about black fathers, and unfortunately, we got the common denominator of growing up without one, kind of a stereotype for the black community. So, just kind of want to just talk about our experiences, how it affected us growing up and now. So, go ahead, Josh. Put you on the spot.
All right, man, ladies and gentlemen, this is Josh on the mic. For me, it's weird because I feel like when it comes to black fathers, sometimes it can help when they're not there because they can hinder you. For me, my dad, he wasn't like dead or in jail like the typical thing. He was actually an able-bodied working man that just chose to not be there. So it affected me differently knowing he exists and knowing he was just down the road. And, he could have put more time in, but he chose to do his thing, raise other kids. And I actually got to see him raise other kids that weren't even his biological children, put them through college and things like that, and just be a father figure. While I was more so just like, hey, man, yeah, you my son, but you live with your mom. What's his reason? Well, my dad, he has about like 10, 11 kids. I don't even know us all, so yeah, I know most of us though. I ain't gonna just count him out like that. He made sure we at least got to see each other, but I think he just like messing with women. He couldn't sit still, and then when he finally settled down with one, it wasn't my mom. So, and then of course the mother, about the father not being there, she might be a little bitter, things like that. So I just kind of grew up with that anger, like, man, like I'm watching him raise another dude, like, that's not even his, and it's just like, dang, bro, this is what I need, you know what I'm saying? But it is what it is, I think it made me stronger. I look to different, of course, by him not being there, I had to look to somebody as a father figure, so it was cats in the street, you know what I'm saying, my sister's dads, and things like that, so that's my little spiel. I mean, I could get more into detail as we go on through the show, you know what I mean?
Definitely, man. I appreciate that. What about you, boss?
Well, I mean, it pretty much was when they don't want to be there, they don't want to be there. So he just didn't want to be there, like Josh said. But then he ended up dying, probably when I was in like third grade. So it was kind of just your mama is the gangster. So like for real, like you go off of what she show you, and now she got to play the role of both parents. So it's it's a trying thing, but at the same time, like, you mess up more, but then you gain more from it too, because now you got a different outlook on it. Like, I didn't have these luxuries of the dad, so now it's like, okay, let me get out here and go firsthand and try this, and if it don't work, everybody kind of looking at you like, oh, this nigga this way, or this person is this way, but I'm just out here trying to make it. You feel what I'm saying? So, exactly. I mean, it was hard, but at the same time, like, now you look back on it and you take it for what it's worth, and you kind of appreciative of what you did have versus what you didn't have in the city.
Right. I agree with that. Like, for me, because like my dad left when I was 5, and then he, I guess, reappeared when I was 13, and then left again, then reappeared when I was like 18, and then I guess kind of since then it's kind of been it's a relationship. Like, I know I'm speak with him, stuff like that, and that's funny. I heard some food. Go ahead, come on in. That's hilarious.
Oh no, we good.
Go to some Chick-fil-A.
It's just drink. It's all drink.
Chick-fil-A, I'm on my check. All right, advertising this guy. But no, I got a relationship with him now, and it's cool. But it's still, I think I feel like it's weird because I don't go to him for if I need advice. Like, I go to my pops, my stepdad, if I do. But I still got a relationship with both of them. But it's just kind of like he explained why. I think probably when I was 13, or 18, why he couldn't be there or something. I forgot, but it's just like, what that's kind of the same thing. Like my sister, my sister, she spend more time with him, stuff like that. Like was always there. Like he did a lot more for her, which is fine. You know, as a female and stuff like that. Like I understand that, but
Yeah.
I at times I go like low key. I be in my feelings, like feel some type of way because
Mm.
she got everything and he
Mm-hmm.
didn't pay attention to me at all. Like
Bro, I
I
feel
know
you.
she light skin, I'm dark, but damn, like
Yeah,
you know what I mean? Like,
everything
come
plays a part.
on.
When it's just like you start thinking of stuff that might not even be there because you start like, well, what's wrong with me? You know,
Exactly.
like why he don't want to be here? And the cold part for me is I look just like my pops. Like everybody knows it. It's been like my thing growing up. They call me Little Avis, and it was weird, man. I went through a point where I was about 16 was the last time I seen my pops before I turned 26, and 10 years.
Right.
So the reason I even had seen him again, I had to go to my little sister's graduation, which is the one he was raising, or whatever.
Right.
But this is my blood sister, is his other daughter. But I was like, you know what, I'm gonna pop up. But the funny thing was, I had a talk at the time when I was in church with my pastor, and I was like, man, dude, I'm about to go see my dad for the first time in 10 years, like because of me. Like he's not coming to see me. I'm going out there for her graduation, but to surprise him as well, you know.
Right.
Yeah.
And it was a hurdle, bro. Like the first few months of me just prepping the trip, I was like, man, do I go off on him? Do I do this? Do I do that? Because the brother that I have, he's not my blood brother, but he put him through college and everything. He was there to just, make sure he was, it was a father-son relationship. So I was just like, he was like, maybe he wasn't supposed to be there. Maybe he would have turned out worse. Maybe he could have been in your life. And so that's why I always play that side of it. Like, I'm glad I heard that. But even to this day, it's still like,
It's
nigga,
gonna be like that.
yeah, you know what I'm
That's
saying?
right on the nail right there, man.
Yeah.
And as for me, growing up, I didn't have my father a lot. I started to know a little bit more things. My father come from Africa,
Oh, okay.
and to me, my father, you sit down and talk to him, one of the coolest people in the world. Like, very smart. He knows how to assess a situation. Really knows how to tone things down. He wasn't typical violent. He was just cool, calm, and collected. But when I grew up and he split from my mother, I probably was like 5 or 6 years old. I remember there was a time where I would always wait for him. I would live with my grandma at the time when my father and my mom split. And he would say that he would come pick me up. And I remember there were days when I had, it was raining. I had all my stuff packed up. And I'm just sitting right outside the door. And my mom, morning becomes afternoon becomes evening, then night. And he didn't come.
Bro, hey, man, look.
Waiting outside,
Too many nights like that, bro.
Yeah, and I remember there was a time where he kept doing it, and the time when he did, I was just over the moon.
Right.
But I also remember my mom coming up to me and saying, "He's not going to come," and me getting upset for her for saying it because he's going to come.
Man,
But it got to a point where now I just don't, and I feel like it manifests itself now. I don't really call people, don't really talk to people a lot.
facts.
You
Facts.
you can't. I really don't depend on people a lot.
Facts.
And because of that, it kind of hurt me. And then as I grew up, I started learning more and more things about my father from my mother.
Right.
I found out that my father married my mom for citizenship. He wanted to get me off. He wanted to disclaim me from child support because he didn't want them to know that I was his child.
Oh wow.
He had several kids while he was married to my mom. Found that out probably when I was 12. Then one day, I'm just sitting in our apartment when I was 14, and I get a call from this girl named Bianca. She tells me that she's my older sister. And I didn't believe it. So I called my dad up,
because I still have contact with my father. It's not
Right.
like, I still talk to him at the time, and he told me, yeah, that's your sister. She told me that she called him, got his number. He said that his name is, when she called him, he said his name was Mr. Grenada. It wasn't his last name. He was Mr. Grenada. Gave her a fake name. I called back and I told her, and then I, kind of set my father up, said that, this is, had her on two-way while I talked to him. And then she came out.
Like the old school three-way call.
Yeah.
Like, shh, just be quiet, all right?
Yeah.
Have you on the phone right now. Don't say nothing. Put your phone on mute.
And that's how it was. and my father was upset, but he was kind of like cool and upset. He was like, "Come on, son, you shouldn't have did that."
Yeah, I had to.
He was like,
I didn't even know about it. I had to.
It's
dang.
crazy because listening to all of us talk, I keep thinking about this that scene with Fresh Prince. How come you don't want me, man? Yeah, man. I feel like
that still to this day make me feel some type of way. And then it even sucked when I found out that it was fake. I thought it was real.
Yeah.
I didn't know he was really just acting.
No.
But it still
it's
make
funny.
me feel some type of way.
It's very funny. I have an uncle, my Uncle Ron, and I had an exact moment
Really?
like that. I was probably like 11, 12. I had started getting in trouble and stuff. And then they sat down and they was like, is it because your dad's not around? I was like, you know what I mean? It was funny, bro. So when I seen it being older, I was like, oh, snap.
It hits.
We
man.
go through this. Like, yo, we all.
It hits.
It's a
And
vicious
people
cycle.
they don't understand that. It really
I
hits
used it
home.
as a crutch too, though, for a little while because you could get away with
You
it.
get away with
And
it.
it's, I mean, looking back at it, you like, damn, kind of fucked up. But, yeah, it is, but
Here's something that I realized growing up, though. I'm starting to see things a little differently.
Mm.
I used to blame a lot of things on my father because, but then I realized that things aren't as cut and dry as it is today, as cut and dry as it was.
Mm-hmm.
For your situation, there is a lot of fault in us. We're going around having unprotected sex, having all these different kids, but we have no attachment to the woman behind it. And then your father ended up finding that woman, and those kids that come with her, and his, right? So there's a fault with us when we go around just having willy-nilly sex and just having these bastardized children, both male and female. We don't commit to ourselves to one person or not. We don't put a ring on there or anything. We just go to the next one, and then women are heralded for being single parent mothers. They don't do the same thing for fathers,
Pause.
right? We're Rolling Stones. We're
I feel like I don't know. It's becoming a new popular thing to be a good dad because
now.
we grew up
That
hearing
shouldn't
so
be.
much.
Now
that shouldn't
that's
be
the
the
crazy
case.
part though.
I could cuss, right?
Yeah.
Okay, so
Because we cuss every
all right, for
week,
sure.
I mean,
we grew up
Try not
hearing
to
we
sound
grew up
crazy.
hearing niggas ain't shit. Men are dogs. Niggas ain't shit. Dad be dad. And I feel like now guys are like millennials and everything taking pride in being in their children's lives because Instagram.
Oh, no.
And even sometimes it is cap. Sometimes people are just taking pictures of their kids trying to get likes.
Right.
But a lot of these kids, a lot of these guys are in the kids' lives. They put them through sports and things like that. So it's like I like it, and it's not necessarily single fathers raising their kids, but you got the girl dad thing, like when Kobe
Right.
passed, a lot of people came out and was like, yo, I'm a girl dad, I got a daughter, this, that, and the other. I just feel like I'm seeing, especially in the black household, a lot more fathers in the house.
Yeah, I feel like it's going back to how it was or how it should be before they start trying to break up black households and stuff like that, and making the women like, oh, they say you don't need no man ain't shit.
That's
It's
so
child
right.
like,
Let's
you
talk
already-
about it. Look,
Hey, we can talk about it. That's a rabbit hole. You already know
Because-
about breaking up
yeah.
black households. But I'm glad to see that, like you said, it's actually coming back, and it's coming back strong. Like I got a 7-month-old, and that kid is wild. I love him. He's my son, and he's definitely hyper, more hyper than I was. So That's an awakening. But I love every day. I wouldn't change
That's
anything
dope,
about
man.
it.
I look forward to
That's
it,
what
man.
I'm saying. I'm looking
One
forward
day.
to do the stuff that I didn't get to do with my dad, and then some.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? There's no shot to my dad. Like I said, I do have a relationship with him, and I talk to him, and we've hung out and do stuff like that, and he can't wait to meet his grandson. But it's gonna be a lot of stuff that I'm very gonna get animated with it.
Yeah,
Shout
man.
to these niggas though, but I'm gonna still give these niggas some shots because I didn't ask to be here. You feel me?
True.
You did this.
True. Yeah.
So you still should have, whether you cared or not, my nigga, you still should have found a way to be there.
Bars.
So you know what I'm saying? Like I get it. I get all the shit that happens in between.
Right.
I do get it. Cause everybody make mistakes, but at the same time, like. Nigga, if you want to go play basketball, you're going to figure out a way to do it. So, figure out a way to go see your child.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? Figure out a way to be there for your child. You got to be with the lady. But,
Right. You can co-parent. A lot of people co-parent nowadays, and
you
they
know what I'm
very
saying?
good
So,
at
you
it.
got to, I mean, granted, if you don't want something, you ain't going to do it. So, it's pretty cut and dry that day that you want to be there.
All right. So here's what I want to bring in, and I told you the Sykes. Okay, when it comes to fathers, and this goes across the board, black, white, Asian, no matter what it is. I don't know if you guys are into Marvel, but there's this movie. That movie came out called Ant-Man.
Right.
Okay, where single parent fathers get put through the dirt. It was so prevalent. That was like the main theme of why he ended up becoming Ant-Man. He went to jail. He came out, tried to give himself a job. They found out that he was an ex-criminal. They kicked him out.
Right.
He needed to pay child support. He decided he wanted to go see his daughter on her birthday.
He should have been black. No, I'm playing.
He tried to go see his daughter on her birthday after he gets fired.
Right.
The wife comes out and sits there and say,
Well, because she with a cop now, so that's why.
well, she said that, well, I can't see you. I'm like, I'm not, you can't.
Had to sneak and see his daughter.
Yeah,
Which
yeah, if you
shouldn't
don't
be like
pay.
that.
If you don't pay,
Exactly.
if you don't pay child support, then
You can't see it. But they love throwing that shit in our face. For the most part, women love throwing that shit in the face. That's what the sex is like. It's supposed to be child support or co-parent. So you mad at me because I didn't want to give you none, or I didn't give you this money, and now I can't see my kid. So then my kid should figure out like why my dad don't want to see me. But
And
sometimes
this
it
is
be the
what
mom doing some.
Yeah, and this is
some
why I
dog,
was
some,
getting
some
to.
dog shit, don't they?
Yeah.
You
And
can't
that's-
say like
and
it's not for
that's-
all,
yeah.
but some they be doing that dog shit and be having grudges because they mad at the father just because I said one thing, or let it be like I'm with somebody else now, but I still want to see my child. Oh well, that bitch better not do my daughter's hair. And it's not like what? Like the
Exactly.
child is getting taken care of.
Exactly.
Why does it matter?
Exactly.
Like she's not calling her mom, so why are you
And here's the thing.
getting upset about shit like that?
And what you said, it goes back to what you were saying. People want to find a way. If you want to play basketball, you're going to find a way, right? But if you're going to make it difficult for somebody to see their child, eventually you're going to make it seem more of an obstacle to be that child. So you're going to you might even lose interest, because if I have to pay,
Okay, I get what you're saying. Okay.
if I have to pay to see my child, right? But everybody else around them, the neighbor, the stepdad, his best friend can see them for free, right? And then I'm only supposed to, and I can see them once or twice a day.
Visitation and shit,
That child isn't a child. It's basically a check, a bill. You have to pay.
But the only thing what's crazy about that is that as the child gets older, they're gonna realize which parent did what. You know what I mean? Whether you try to hide it for a while, after a while, the truth is gonna come out. And like, look, I was trying to see you, and your mom did yada yada. You know what I mean? And vice versa, whatever the case may be. But it's gonna come out. And then if y'all can get past that and build a bridge in a relationship, then it's great. But that's what sucks. Like you got to go through that bullshit just because I'm with somebody else that I don't want to be with you. So now you're gonna withhold my child.
Withhold my child.
Come on.
And then I still have to pay money for a child I can't see. That's like you paying for a car that you can't drive.
Yeah.
That's ridiculous.
I'm paying the car note and I can't even drive the shit.
Why would I want to be around that car? Why would I can't drive it. I hate that bill.
Yeah.
I hate it.
You find a way to just ignore it like we do, When you get the you see the bill collector calling and you just like, it's the baby mama this time, and you just like, man, do not answer. Or you put
Because
it
you
on
already know
silent.
it's about to be some
It's
BS.
like, man, I can't even just pull up and see my child, man. And
Mm-hmm.
it's amazing. You know, I'm glad you brought it up, even though we are focused on black
Right.
fathers.
Oh, this is what
Yeah.
this is. Yeah.
Yeah.
You know, the mother plays such a big role, and that's why we really got to get back to who we were.
Right.
You know what I mean? Because our black mothers, they got to understand that if that black father wants to be in that child's life, it's so necessary. It's beyond necessary.
Sure.
Like,
Mm-hmm.
so like whatever grudge you and him got, you got to put that down because this is y'all lineage. You know what I'm
Right.
saying?
Exactly.
And you got to really care about it. And
Exactly.
it's like he may moved on to a different chick or this, that, and the other, or he didn't want to do this. But if he want to be there, you can't be that extra
Can't
hurdle
deny it.
because
No.
he's going against the world. You know,
a lot of
Some
niggas who
nobody.
don't want to be there
Yeah,
already.
I was about to say, yeah, because there's some that actually understand that, but then there's a lot that don't. And then they be trying to just trash talk this and that. When that in the case, like, I want to see you, but how can I tell somebody that is going to be getting something from her? Like, I want to see you, but your mom won't let me. They won't understand that till they get older.
man.
Exactly.
Like you just said it, and that's what I had to. Man, I've had to tell about 4 very, very close friends in a recent past. You know, matter of fact, when I was at I don't know if we could say this, you could bleep it out, but we were at Flessy, and I'm in the hallway at like midnight, 1 a.m. And my boy called me like, man, she took everything, bro. And I'm like, you know, I was living in Vegas at
Right.
the time, so these people calling me from L.A. He like, man, the court gave her everything. They gave her custody. They letting her, you know, do this, that, and the other. They gave her child support.
See, that's another thing, too, that's not unfair, that they
Yeah.
just a little percentage of kind of starting to be on our side because there is such
It's
thing
changing.
as an unfit mom.
Oh yeah,
You know, nowadays and stuff, but back then, it's just automatically the
Yeah.
girl gets,
Even-
the girl gets everything.
Yeah.
Even still to this day, an unfit mother is somebody who is like a crackhead. Like it's not like an unfit dad. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
Like,
Yeah.
you could
Oh, it gotta be
working,
the
doing
extreme.
this-
Yeah, it
yeah.
gotta
You
be
got
Living in
literally
squalor.
the extreme.
man.
Yeah, they
dude.
still, it's definitely still
It
hard
sucks,
for us
bro.
to win, but we have won cases,
Yeah, my
and it's been
partner-
more.
Very. Yes.
My partner won after about 4 years, something like that.
But you see, like what you say, after 4 years,
4
they had
years.
to drag that out countless time, going this, that, putting the child through
Money,
whatever.
This
time.
man was on child support in 2 states because she decided she wanted to put him on child support here. Then she left and put him on child support.
But
in
didn't
Atlanta.
even probably tell us that she left.
Nah, she left to go be with a chick, but she still wanted to be with him, so she held the baby.
No, for
hostage.
real, no.
Like,
This
for
shit,
real.
Like this shit
She
is
literally
serious.
had
That's
to
what
make
you're
a
talking
That's
about. Like, this-
ridiculous, bro.
Bro, it's crazy because we be thinking, you know how so many people be like, man, this shit's like a movie. That's because they be sitting there watching these movies and they get the idea. And, you know, they get the idea like I'm really gonna go through with this, you know. And then they got them bitter grandmothers that be sitting around. Oh yeah, sponsored by. But no, you know they got the mom in their ear, they got the auntie, they got the homegirl telling them to just destroy this man
Might as well, bro.
because they
Don't
heartbroken.
leave me out.
Not
It's
just be like,
indoctrination. Is it? And they all stick together. Just like how
You my guy.
and just like how we. Oh dang.
You my guy.
I'm that nigga.
And just like how we were saying earlier.
y'all lit, huh? Y'all
Nah.
supposed to say some of this, man.
We did say it. It's been.
But no, yeah, go ahead. You said it's like indoctrination.
Yeah, like, because, you know, if you spend so many years telling the same person the same thing, eventually they're going to believe it. It's like religion. So no matter what another person says, it's going to be hard for them to see because there are going to be other people that's going to be in their same kind of shoes.
Right.
It's becoming a rites of passage. Like, yo, you gotta be a deadbeat dad. You gotta put him
Right.
through the ringer. You gotta give him child support. You can't let him see the kid. And then if the kid go to the NBA or become this or
But
that,
you know, it's funny. Even with that, like it just, I don't know, man. It's because it's a toss up. Because even I've known some friends who have that's in a 2-parent home or came from
Mhm.
that have both families in. It's 50-50 because
No,
I'm not
facts.
gonna talk about this stuff, but some of them are fuck ups and
Mhm.
some of them.
They spoiled.
A good
Like,
bit
you
of
feel me?
them
Yeah.
fuck up.
yeah. That's what I was
Like,
saying
so-
earlier. Maybe he shouldn't be. I was trying to bring it full circle without
Right.
trying to talk too much, but sometimes it helps and it gives you that extra layer of just, I guess, street knowledge or something.
But still,
That
that's
pushes you.
sucks,
It's-
man. We
it
gotta
shouldn't
go
have to
through
be that way.
Yeah,
It
yeah,
shouldn't.
have to be
But
that
a
way.
lot of cats are is helping them. You know what I mean? They got that extra edge when they on the court or on the field. Like, you know, man, my dad ain't in the stands, and then that nigga run for 100 yards. You know what I'm saying? And, you know, but it's crazy, man, what can push us. And that's how you know, to bring it full circle, we just amazing people to get through that. You know what I'm saying? The fact that we all sitting here right now talking about how our dads weren't there, how they either chose not to be or they passed away or something like that.
But I think also, too, a big part of that is your mental health. At the end of the day, your mental health, like, regardless of what you've been through, like, because I feel like at the end of the day, everybody has a sob story. You know, some are more extreme than others, but your mental health and what you chose to how to be able to get past it and through it is what, you know, it makes you.
Oh, yeah, for
So
sure.
Because, man, it's start off from the get-go, this world is meant to break you.
Exactly.
This world is meant to break you.
Man.
And it's ridiculous. Oh, shit.
And the issue is, man, like I said, bro.
Yeah.
It's a curse, bro. It's a curse because, you know, we as people, we fall into the same things that we're familiar with. Right? So we tend not to learn because we still stay with the things that we already know.
What are you using for people who don't like change or who are uncomfortable or scared of change? Because if you're not, all you gotta do is adapt. It's always sink or swim.
Exactly. And so let me ask you this: do you believe that anybody has the potential to become a millionaire or anything like that? Do you believe in that?
No, because
anybody.
Yeah, I feel like people can, but a lot of people don't want to work to get it. They want the easy route.
And that's my point. People don't work to get out of it.
Right.
People don't work to get out of it.
Yeah.
And like I said, that, you know, just like, I have to understand, like, two people, right, can come from a two-parent household, will want to have that same two-parent household, and with a good upbringing, and have that same child. And somebody who born a one-parent household can see the negative and say, I want what a two-parent household has and raise a child in that. Right. You can come from two different backgrounds and come with the same conclusion. Right? Because that's what we need.
At the end of the day, just, I know it definitely, like I said, it impacted me as a kid and now. Like, it's crazy. Sometimes I let y'all in on a secret. Shouldn't be telling this, but whatever. It is what it is. I'm still old, man. Sometimes when I see, like, old movies or, like, videos of, like, dads doing something for their sons or something like that, like, you know, I get choked up. I don't get no tear. No Denzel Washington and Glory, no single tear. It'd be close. But it's just that, like, especially being a father now and be able to do those things with my son, and I make sure I'm going to do those things that I was without, you know, make sure that gets covered. I was like, damn, man, sometimes that shit still, like, hit me. And that's how I know that it still affects me to this day. You know, but just like, damn.
That's real though. I really think that's everybody. Everybody might not admit it, but, like, you know, you be like, damn, man. This nigga didn't want me, man. What the fuck did I do?
I just be lucky that it just be me and him only. So if I do shed a tear, ain't nobody gonna see, nobody gonna know it's it is what it is. Yeah. I'm not gonna lie.
It's crazy, man. I just think, you know, be in that kid's life, man. Especially if you're a black parent, you know, or a black father, be in that kid's life, because, you know, I think it might go to the NBA and you want your check, you know what I'm saying?
I always say, tired of seeing Kevin Durant and his mom, or James Harden and his mom want to do this without your mama.
Right, that's what I'm saying. Like, they talk about you the real MVP, and it's just mom. Like, where your dad at, man?
Right. Hey, but you know, they set it up. One thing I will say is, if you not, but you know your truth. You know, as a person, you know your truth. So if you know I tried to be there, the system was against me, his mom was against me, yada yada this. He don't know it yet because he ain't seen her flaws, because he's been focused on basketball, football, or being a pilot or whatever it is. You know what I'm saying? He'll see it when he needs to, or maybe he won't, but I know my truth. You know what I'm saying? So I could have a kid, you know, with a chick that just is horrible or whatever, or the system has placed things against us. So I'm never gonna pass judgment on people because I understand how sometimes people ain't able to get their story out. And it's two sides. It's really three sides to every story.
It's 3 sides because yours
You
is
know,
and it's the truth.
It's truth,
Yeah.
exactly.
It's
So
3 sides of the story.
bars, but
But
no,
also,
that's yeah.
It goes also to one thing my mom always instilled in me was be careful who you have kids with.
For sure, though.
Be careful who you, that is one thing I for sure. And also, I went to mainly white schools, so I also have to watch out for them trying to trap me. Not saying watch out for that. I mean, was it the Brian Brooks the case where he was innocent and then they said that she said that he raped her, he lost his scholarship and all that stuff, and
Everything.
he just got out a couple years ago.
They
found out
Oh,
he was
yeah,
innocent.
yeah.
I'm saying yo, you
And
knew
nothing
way
happened
this
to her.
whole shit happened to her, but his whole life.
I know a bunch of those stories.
It's a lot of those stories.
Too much.
But
It's like,
that's
damn.
what I'm saying. Since me go to white schools, my mom's, for sure, I'm glad that she instilled that in me. Watch out. And I've seen shit that more in white schools than I've seen at public and regular other black schools that I was like, God damn, this is what y'all do? I was like, yeah, I'm cool. I'm just going to be that token black. and still be the running back, but I'm not partaking in any of this stuff. I'll be here and chill, but I'm not participating in any of this shit. And it's like, damn, dude, like that?
Shady,
Just be careful. It's very, very,
Sad, though.
very sad, but you just got to evolve, adapt, overcome, and just shoot for the best. So,
But that's why, black people, black men are finally getting a voice
right.
after years of
Yes.
not having a voice.
Yes.
You know what I'm saying? So
That's what I love about it.
And you want to know why? Because I feel like now we've actually said this is kind of messed up. We should be doing a lot more because the system is against us. It definitely is against us.
Right.
Because they always talk about, you need to protect black women. That's fine. But black men are getting railroaded by the law, and we know it. They're taking the benefits from it. And then every time we just sit there and take it. We don't do enough. All these women go out there and ask for change. They get it. We don't. Because we just accept it for what it is. We need to stop being victims of the law and go out and ask them to change it. Rightfully so. There's too much against it. If we want to be fathers, if we want to stay in our children's lives, if we don't want to see our child as bills.
And what you said, no, it sucks that I know in the future, in a couple years, I will have to explain to my son how you can do everything right and you still can get killed by the bullies. And it's not even about not being a man, not saying it with your chest and doing this and that. And it's a time and a place where you need to act a certain way or do a certain thing to survive. That's what it is, to survive. But okay, but you don't see John telling Timmy that he needs to act a certain way. He can cuss out the damn cops and have nothing wrong happen to him. But we do that now. We the angry black man.
Yeah.
We getting shot. We unarmed, hands up, don't shoot type of shit. Nah, it's the whole training. That's another black hole. But you get what I'm saying.
We'll talk about that later.
It just sucks that I already knowing how to survive that. I fear that I have to tell my son that growing up, and hopefully he survives that. I know how to survive. We here. We know how, if we can put over yada yada yada, this can happen. But going forward,
see
how things are different.
And you know what? That is a conversation I feel like we can definitely have.
Definitely.
All right, for another time. Because I definitely got something to say about it. But I would like to actually thank our guests for being here.
Yes, thank you, Josh. Thank you, boss.
Can we get a light clap?
Like your name, boss. Appreciate y'all for coming out and having some drinks. Sponsored by Josh. For my late birthday, that was on Monday.
Preparations, man.
We will definitely have some more talks and some more drinks because we drink every episode. But I hope you guys enjoyed the episode. Once again, my name is Sykes.
And Jeremy.
And I hope you guys enjoyed this episode of Being As Friends.
See ya.
Jeez.
Peace.
Jeez.